Hi, and welcome to ECED 7260, Investigating Methods and Materials in Science. My name is Dr. Britton, and I am your professor for the course. This is just kind of an overview of what you're going to see and how you're going to locate materials. So when you first come into the course, you're going to see this lovely little welcome. And what I'd like for you to do is click Start Here. And that will actually take you to a section of the course called Content. And if you look over here on the side, it has Getting to Know the Course and various resources down the side. So I'd like for you to actually start there and work your way down through each of these sections. Typically what will happen is the resource or this particular learning activity won't open until a certain date. So I don't have everything open at once for you. There are some things that you may see ahead of time, but I don't necessarily want you working too far in advance. So a couple of quick things. If we look at the syllabus, you have some books listed as possibly one of these three that you would purchase. You don't need all three of them, but you do have to have an NSTA membership. So that's about $39. Keep going. All the different resources you need for the course. TK20, you won't actually have to submit anything for TK20 in this course, but you will need it for grad school. Assignments, I recommend that you actually type things up, probably in a Google Doc or in Word document, and then upload it, because then you have it saved somewhere. All of your learning activities are going to close on a Sunday night at 11:59. Now, the next learning activity, say LA1 closes Sunday at midnight, LA2 will open Sunday morning. So you kind of have you have a day of overlap if you need it. All right, course policies. These are all things that you can see. This is one particular note I want to have you pay attention to. I don't take late work. I don't grade things while you're working on a learning activity. I won't start grading until it has ended. So typically, if you have it turned in within 2 or 3 days of that learning activity closing, you'll be fine. If I'm into the next learning activity and you still haven't turned it in, you're going to get a 0. So unfortunately, I have to kind of stick with that. So please don't ask. As we go down through here, there's a plagiarism quiz. Now, most of you are probably very familiar with what it looks like and how you have to cite people and references and things of that nature. But this is an easy, just kind of reference for you to use in this class and maybe in some of your others, of what's acceptable and what's not. There is 2 points available if you want to take the quiz that's related to that. All right. Most of what you're going to do in the course is discussion board related. So be aware of how you respond to people and the tone you take and things like that. Now, response times. I've already mentioned that I won't start grading assignments until probably Monday morning, since it closes at midnight on Sunday. I try to get things done within that week, but like I said, I don't start until after the learning activity closes. If you send me an email, I will respond, usually within 24 hours. If it's taking me a little longer, just have a little patience. Sometimes you can remind me and say, hey, I still have this question, and then I can get back to you. A lot of times you can also get me through Google Hangouts. You'll get a faster response if you send me an email through my Wesca account instead of through Courseden. Okay, continuing on down, these are all the resources that you're going to have for the course. So we're going to go back. And this is the wonderful thing about Courseden, is you can just click back to where you were and what you wanted to see. So your schedule of events, anything, any adjustments, any change in due dates, all of that is going to be found in this schedule. Okay. You have the learning activity itself. You have the topic, kind of what's being covered, introductory material, the learning outcomes that connect to some of the specifics that I want you to get in that particular learning activity. Then assignments that are due, and then the course objectives. You can see the course objectives here. These are just copied over from the syllabus. But if you notice right here, that says 55. So basically that means that learning activity 1, you'll have 55 points that you can earn from that particular learning activity. These may be updated, but you can always reference this to see what has to be turned in and what's expected of you. So, all right, so let's go back to getting to know the course. Since this is your first module, as some courses would call it, if you go down through here, you can see assignment overviews, descriptions, things that are coming up. I want you to read over the group discussion components. You have some choices on that. This is a very important thing for you to know how to do. Sharing files on CourseDen. Everyone needs to be able to access it. So everyone needs to be able to see it. If I can't see it, I can't grade it, which is just a simple click for you, but on my end, it means you get 0. So just make sure you pay attention to how that comes together. The other thing, you have a choice of doing a traditional traditional discussion group or a hangout group. From semesters past, I have had a lot of students say that they preferred using Google Hangouts. You don't have to work alone when you do Google Hangouts, and I get to pop in and ask questions and kind of get, read the temperature of the room and how you're doing on particular assignments. It's up to you. There are different expectations for each one, so you're going to want to read over those and make your decision. And that is something that you'll see when you come here. I'm asking you to fill in this particular sheet. This is what that looks like, and I've given you an example. What grade level you teach and the content, so maybe you're in ELA or science and math or whatever, and the type of discussion you want to do, and then the city you're at, because sometimes that makes people a little more comfortable if they can say, all right, I want to find somebody to work with that's nearby. Online classes give you that option. Okay, so, and for every single learning activity, you're going to have a section called things to complete and turn in. Make sure you go through the checklist. You'll have a checklist in every single learning activity. There's going to be a mandatory hangout with me. I want you to do that so that you have an idea of how Google Hangouts actually works. And make some decisions about what you want to do for the semester. So I look forward to meeting you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful semester.